A fantastic morning to all of you, my amazing grade 4 learners. Are you ready to face another day of fun and learning? Come, join me and we will explore a fantastic adventure in English right here on Bamboo Telescuela. I am your teacher, Pedro from Villaluna Elementary School Main of SDO Cauayan City. I'm sure you're excited to learn today because in this episode, you will face another exciting thinking adventure about writing reactions about the story read. Are you ready to our thinking adventure? Great! But wait, are your pens ready? Check! Sheet of paper ready? Check! Okay, before you explore more about our topic today, let us have a quick review of the lesson discussed in the previous episode. Let's start! Last episode, we tackled about the elements of the short story, right? So, can you tell me now what a short story is? That's right! A short story is a work fully developed but shorter than a novel. It's a narrative writing that is usually centered around one single. Now, can you tell me what the elements of a short story are? You're right! The elements of a short story are the setting, character, and plot. What do we call to the people or animals in the story? Yes, the people or animals in the story are the characters. What about the place and the time that the events happened in the story? Yes, the place and the time that the events happened in the story is the setting. What made up of the events that happened in the story? You're right! The plot made up of the events that happened in the story. It consists of the beginning, the middle, and the ending. Well done, kids! You did a great and amazing job because you never forget those lessons discussed to you last episode. Kids, who among you loves to read books? How about magazines and newspapers? Great! You know how to read books or any other reading materials, but do you know how to write a reaction about the story you read? Well, kids, let us see if you know how to write a reaction about the story you read by doing this first activity. I will read the story and I want you to listen carefully. Afterwards, I will ask you about your reaction about the story. Are you ready to do this first activity? Good! Unhealthy diet. Kelvin is a bachelor. He lives in New York City with his roommate Martin. Every morning on his way to work, he stops at his favorite bakery for breakfast. He orders 3 chocolate donuts and a cup of coffee. He likes his morning routine related to the following questions. How often should you eat takeout food? Do you think Kelvin should listen to his doctor? Kids, what you did are the ways in writing a reaction about the story read. A reaction paper is a written assignment that provides a personal opinion regarding a given piece of work. In writing a response or reaction paper, it requires the writer to analyze a text, then develop commentary related to it. The purpose of this is to focus your thinking on a topic after reading it. You will be asked to explore why you like or dislike the reading. Explain whether you agree or disagree with the author. Identify the reading's purpose and critique the text. Take note, kids, that you must write an informative summary of the material and highlighting its main points and key supporting points to make an informative response. There is no right or wrong answer to a reading response. Nonetheless, it is important that you demonstrate an understanding of the reading and clearly explain and support your reactions. Did you understand, kids? Great! Are you ready for our second activity? Hear what you are going to do. We are going to read a story again, then later on, you will be going to write your reaction about the story. Thumbs up if it's clear. Let's start! Mark is absent. Mark did not come to school today, and everyone is wondering why. Lucy thinks she may have gotten sick because he was coughing yesterday. Harry thinks he may have overslept because Mark looked very tired yesterday. Wendy thinks he skipped his first class because he was very busy and she doesn't think he had time to do his homework. His best friend James is worried. He knows Mark did do his homework as they did it together yesterday afternoon. He does not think that Mark is sick and he knows his mother would never let him oversleep. He is worried that something happened to Mark on his way to school. As what we did earlier, let us see first the informative summary in the story, highlighting its main points and key supporting points by identifying the statements if it is true or false. Number 1. Mark was coughing yesterday. Is it true or false? The answer is true. Number 2. Lucy thinks that he may have overslept. Is it true or false? The correct answer is false. Number 3. His teacher thinks he did not do his homework. The answer is false. Number 4. His best friend saw him the previous evening. Is it true or false? The answer is false. And number 5. Mark often oversleeps. The answer is false. Now, write your reaction about the story using the following guide. Have you ever been late for school? What happened? Have you ever been worried about a friend who was absent? Fantastic performance, kids! I'm sure you really enjoyed our discussion. I encourage you to answer all the activities given by your teacher for you to master well the lesson. Now, before we proceed, let us recall the important points you learned in our lesson. is a reaction paper? Reaction paper is a written assignment that provides a personal opinion regarding a given piece of work. How to write a response or reaction paper? In writing a response or reaction paper, it requires the writer to analyze a text, then develop commentary related to it. What are the important points we must remember in writing response or reaction paper? In writing response or reaction paper, we must write an informative summary of the material and highlighting its main points and key supporting points to make an informative response. To make sure that you really understand our lesson today, let us have another thinking activity. Ready? Let's do it! The Ice Hotel. The Ice Hotel in Sweden is made from thousands of tons of ice and snow. The hotel melts false. The answer for number 3 is true. For number 4, the correct answer is true. And for number 5, the answer is false. Now, you apply your skills in writing reaction paper about the story we read through these guided questions. Would you stay in the Ice Hotel? Why do you think the Ice Hotel is such a big tourist attraction? What was the best vacation you have been on? I hope that you are now ready and competent in writing your reaction or response paper. Did you learn something new today? Did you enjoy our class? Well, my beloved learners, that's all for now. I hope that you learned a lot about writing reaction about the story read. You will learn more topics in English 4 in our next episode. This has been another day of thinking and doing. Again, I am Teacher Belia. See you again in another episode only here at Bamboo Telescuela. Goodbye everyone!